is everlasting. Can't undo that voodoo that you do, and the knots that we fasten will not work themselves loose. Whatever it takes, steer clear of the snakes. The road to hell is paved with gold, they'll tell you. All the things that you don't need, they'll sell you. Your conscience on control, and beauty to behold. The promise of eternal youth, the spoils of fame that can't make the attitude. The flames are high, the pipers call, contagious. A fixer who will numb your pain and strangeness. The wheels are hot, the hangover outrageous. This dealer, he will trade your soul for favors. But you reap what you sow, as I found long ago. The promise of eternal youth, the spoils of fame, I can't make the attitude.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're doing something really special today, a deep dive into David Gilmour's The Piper's Call.
Oh, cool.
It's from his latest album, Luck and Strange.
Yeah.
We're breaking down this fantastic review from Agluon vinyl, and
Yeah.
they go deep.
Okay.
So you ready to unpack themes of nostalgia, the passage of time, and obviously that iconic Gilmour guitar we all love?
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what he does next, you know. The man has nothing left to prove, but he's still putting out new music and exploring new sounds.
Totally. And right away, Agluon vinyl points out that the song opens with a surprisingly mellow vibe.
Okay.
They even compare it to Yes, I Have Ghosts.
Mhm.
That was a 2020 single, and it had a similar feel.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Very laid back.
I wonder if he's kind of playing with our expectations there.
Oh, how so?
Like, you know, we come to a David Gilmour song ready to be blown away by these soaring guitar solos right from the first note.
Yeah.
But maybe this time he's saying, hey, just settle in for a bit. Anticipate what's to come.
Yeah. And he delivers, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
The review even mentions how those classic Gilmour elements start to come in, especially the lap steel guitar, and you just know something's building.
I love that. It's like that quiet moment before the storm hits.
Exactly.
You can just feel the energy gathering, waiting to be unleashed.
And speaking of unleashed, the review really gets into the amazing layers of instruments on this track.
Okay.
They call it a sonic tapestry, and I think that's the perfect way to describe it. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about, you know, piling on a bunch of instruments just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Every layer has a purpose. Right?
It adds depth and texture to the soundscape.
They call out the tribal rhythm from bassist Guy Pratt
Oh, yeah.
and drummer Steve Gadd.
Okay.
Now, these are heavy hitters in the music world,
Oh, for sure.
just in case you don't know these guys.
Absolutely. Pratt is practically Pink Floyd family at this point.
Right.
But it's so cool to hear him bring that experience into Gilmour's solo work
Yeah.
and lay down this rock-solid foundation for the song.
Exactly.
And Gadd on drums. I mean, we're talking about the guy who's played with everyone from Paul Simon to Steely Dan. His use of syncopation and like dynamic shifts
Yeah.
really adds a different flavor.
Yeah.
Something we haven't quite heard from Gilmour before.
And then, of course, you've got Gilmour's guitar slowly but surely becoming more and more prominent as the song moves forward.
Right. It's almost like he's letting the other instruments have their moment before he steps into the spotlight.
Yeah, it's that masterful control of dynamics that he's always been known for.
Yeah.
You know, he knows exactly when to hold back and when to let go, and it creates those breathtaking moments that just stay with you.
Yeah. And to add another layer, we've got backing vocals from Gilmour's own kids, Romani and Gabriel Gilmour.
I love that. That personal touch really comes through, you know? It speaks to the collaborative spirit of the music. It's like this sense of family and shared creativity. It's really cool.
And we've got to round it out Rob Gentry on keyboards and synthesizers, Adam Betts on the djembe,
Oh, cool.
adding even more depth and texture.
I love it.
Right.
You know, it's interesting that they use the word tribal to describe the rhythm section.
Oh, yeah?
It makes you wonder, how does the Piper's Call compare to that massive sound of Pink Floyd?
Right.
With their more atmospheric textures.
Right.
It's definitely Gilmour, but maybe with like a slightly different flavor.
Yeah, it's like he took those Pink Floyd roots and wove them into something fresh and new.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the Pink Floyd comparisons in a minute.
Okay.
Let's talk about those lyrics.
It really is a great question, and the review actually touches on that. They talk about how the song has that Pink Floyd DNA,
Okay.
those atmospheric layers and the awesome guitar work. It's like melancholic beauty.
It's like hearing echoes of Shine on You, Crazy Diamond, or Comfortably Numb, but, you know,
Totally.
reimagined for today.
Yeah. But what sets the Piper's Call apart are those rhythms we were talking about, those almost tribal patterns
Yeah.
that give it this primal energy, a
Right.
real sense of urgency that you didn't always get with Pink Floyd.
And speaking of urgency, let's get into the lyrics. The review highlights this one line, the promise of eternal youth, the spoils of fame, a carpe diem attitude.
Oh, wow.
And they tie it back to the album's exploration of, you know, aging and mortality.
Right, which adds another dimension to those Pink Floyd comparisons,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Both Gilmour solo stuff and Pink Floyd often deal with these big existential themes.
Yeah.
But in the Piper's Call, there's this added layer of reflection, this sense of looking back on life and thinking about the choices that we make.
And then there's that line, whatever it takes, steer clear of the snakes.
Oh, yeah.
The reviewer seemed really interested in that one.
Yeah, well, it's definitely open to interpretation.
Yeah.
But knowing Gilmour's past, his split from Pink Floyd and everything that went down back then,
Right.
it's tough not to read between the lines a little.
It's like he's hinting at those struggles,
Yeah.
those tough times that shaped who he is.
Yeah, and that's what's so powerful about music, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It can be so personal but still resonate with everyone.
Yeah.
The reviewer even talks about how the Piper's Call makes you feel nostalgic. Like there's loss and yearning there.
Yeah.
And it really makes you connect with those feelings.
It's that emotional depth that makes Gilmour so special.
For sure.
But let's be real here. We can't talk about a Gilmour song without talking about that incredible guitar. And this song does not disappoint. They were blown away by the solo after that second chorus, calling it epic, jagged, and biting.
Wow.
Almost like he poured decades of emotion into every note.
It's true, and he's earned it.
Right.
Even at 78, he's still got it.
I know it.
That raw power and emotion.
Yeah.
They even said it sounds Floydian, which I thought was interesting.
Floydian. It's like he invented his own genre, right? What makes a Gilmour solo so recognizable? That mix of technical skill and raw emotion.
I think it's the way he bends the notes.
Yeah.
Those long, sustained phrases that just hang there in the air, drawing you in.
Yeah.
The way he builds tension and then releases it, it just leaves you breathless. The reviewer called it jagged, and I think that's spot on. There's this untamed quality to it, almost like he's fighting with the music itself.
Wrestling with it, yeah.
Yeah.
And yet he's still so in control.
Exactly.
It's not about showing off.
Right.
It's about serving the song.
Yeah.
You know, creating these moments of sonic bliss.
It's true.
The review talks about how everything gets heavier, louder, more enigmatic as that solo builds.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
It is. And that word enigmatic is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, there's a mystery to his playing.
Yeah.
Like he's only showing us a glimpse of what's going on in his head.
It's like he's inviting you on this journey.
Yeah.
But he's not going to hold your hand the whole way.
Right.
You have to get lost in the music.
Exactly.
And let it wash over you.
That's what makes it so rewarding.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of discovery.
Yeah.
Being transported somewhere new.
So we've got the Pink Floyd vibes, the personal lyrics, and of course the amazing guitar playing.
Right.
The Piper's Call really shows us what makes David Gilmour such a unique artist.
Absolutely.
But what did iGlue on Vinyl actually think?
Yeah.
How did they score it? Well, they gave it an 8.5 out of 10,
Okay.
calling it hauntingly beautiful. And they said, it really shows how Gilmour can blend those deep thoughts with those big soundscapes he's known for.
Right.
But they also said it might not be as groundbreaking as some fans might hope, which is why it didn't get a perfect score. What do you think about that?
It's interesting because what are boundaries at this point in his career?
Yeah.
The man has broken down so many walls musically. He's earned the right to just explore, you know?
That's right.
To follow his own path.
And it seems like that's exactly what he's doing here. It's not about reinventing himself at this point, but just kind of refining what he does best.
Right.
Adding those little touches that make it his own.
Yeah, and you can hear it in those tribal rhythms mixed with his classic guitar style.
Exactly. That's what makes this review so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just a score. It's about understanding where Gilmour is now.
I agree.
He's not trying to fit in or please anybody but himself.
Right.
And that's really cool to see.
Absolutely. And I think that's what people connect with.
Yeah.
There's an honesty to his music.
It's real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe The Piper's Call isn't a perfect 10, but it's definitely a song that sticks with you.
I think so.
It reminds us how talented Gilmour is and how he can reach people on a deep level.
And it makes you wonder what he'll do next. What other sounds will he explore?
Only time will tell.
That's for sure. But we'll be listening.
Absolutely. And we want to hear from you. If you listened to The Piper's Call, what did you think? Head over to our socials and tell us. Until next time, happy listening.